It's 71,000 square feet of indoor training facility nirvana. Leagues, events, camps, clinics. From Big Easy Sportsplex, 800 Webb Street in the Elmwood area, just off Earhart Expressway. Welcome to Louisiana Baseball. From inside the Big Easy Sportsplex, I'm Eric Ritchie, and welcome to another edition of Louisiana Baseball. Stick around for the next 30 minutes as we dive headfirst into the state of Louisiana's college baseball scene. A couple of shutouts on Sunday conference closers. We'll have highlights and reaction from both of those games. Once again, a #1 ranked team in the country finds its home right here in the state of Louisiana. And also, maybe the hottest team in the entire state, the Ragin Cajuns, do battle in a midweek game against Southeastern. We'll have all those stories coming up in just a bit. But first, let's set the stage here at the Big Easy with one of the owners here, Joey Cabaceres. Joey?
So, Eric, thanks again being back over at Big Easy. We're in the Big Easy Golf Academy, Rob Noel's Big Easy Golf Academy. Craig Trahan's the teaching pro here. A lot of stuff going on. You can see the entire facility. They got a sand putt lab. They have the video analysis equipment set up over there, as well as an entire bays of an indoor driving range. So in a wet summer, for $39 a month, being a member, you can hit as many as you want. We're going to feature this, as well as some other aspects of Big Easy Sportsplex when we come back.
Joey, thanks. And ironically, we'll kick things off with your alma mater, the UNO Privateers. We haven't done much with Ron Maestry's team this year, but this weekend we caught up with an unbelievable story about a 6'1" freshman right-hander making his first start in over a month, and it was something to see. It's how we lead off tonight's show here on Louisiana Baseball. UNO hosting Texas A&M Corpus Christi and looking to avoid the sweep, sending Sean Semple to the mound. Missed 5 weeks because of mono. You couldn't tell. He was dialed in. 6th inning, Privateers up 1-0. Make that 2-0. Sam Carriere sends the shot to right. Ryan Calloway is going to score all the way from second. Carriere out of Destrehan winds up at second himself with a double. Turned out to be plenty for Semple. The freshman goes the distance for a 4-hitter. First shutout for UNO since Jake Fobb shut out Delta State 3 years ago. Semple named the Southland Conference Pitcher of the Week. The first time any Privateer pitcher has won a Conference Pitcher of the Week honor since 2008. UNO wins 2-0.
It really gives us a boost because you go into the weekend with your ace, you come out, you know, more often than not, you're going to come out with a W. And it gives everybody else a lift. Everybody else had a little bit more enthusiasm and just a good win.
When I got cleared, I was supposed to pitch last Tuesday, missed it, rain. Wednesday, rain, and then they pushed me to Sunday to pitch. And I mean, I felt great. I mean, every bullpen, I've been locating all my pitches, and I just brought it around to the field today. I mean, it's a dream come true just for me to play college baseball. And I mean, just to be down here with Coach Mace, Coach AJ, Blake, and Coach Brown, I mean, they're all great guys, and they're all giving me a great chance to, I mean, show what I have, and they really have. I mean, in the fall, I proved that I could be a contender as a starting pitcher, and then I guess they noticed that as well, and then in the spring, I saw my name as a starting pitcher, and it's pretty excited to get that opportunity as a freshman.
So a really good feel-good story come out of UNO. We have a kid named Sean Semple, had mono last month. The real story behind him is that in high school he had Tommy John surgery as a junior, came back as a senior, had a good senior year, was just kind of happy to be playing college ball. Now he's in D1 ball, and he went out and threw a 4-hit shutout to get these guys a much-needed win. Again, Ron Maestry in his second year, kind of bringing the program along. He's got another kid, Alex Smith, played out of Chalmette for Lyle Barwick, who does a great job with pitchers and arm care, as we feature some stuff at Big Easy with him as well. And so those two guys are kind of in that building stage for them. I know they're recruiting a lot from local, from out of town. And then A.J. Batista is their pitching coach. A.J.'s a great guy, really knows pitching, comes in here a lot to look at some of our stuff. And so I think that's a really nice program to get involved in right now.
Joey, thanks. UNO not the only area team to pull off a shutout on Sunday at Tulane, trying to win their first conference series ever in the American Athletic Conference, and Alex Massey had just the trick. Let's check in now with the Tulane Green Wave Report. Tulane hosting UCF in the rubber match of their American Athletic Conference series, and Alex Massey getting some help from his D, Stephen Alamace to Jake Rogers to gun down the runner at the plate. Green Wave would strike first, scoring a pair in the third inning, highlighted by the RBI knock from Hunter Williams. It was 4-0 going to the seventh when Tulane explodes for a sixth spot. Hot-hitting Richard Carthon slaps one right up the middle. Hunter Hope would score, and here we go. Next batter, Alamace, capping off a 3-hit game with a single to center. 2 more runs would score, and the Green Wave led 9-0. One more would be a 10-run rule. And on the wild pitch, Richard Carthon, come on down. You're the winning run. Tulane wins the game 10-0, taking their first conference series ever in the AAC. Massey goes 6 1/3 of shutout ball, and for the second straight time, Massey named the Louisiana Sports Writers Association Pitcher of the Week.
My job is just to get outs, like I said, and that will always be my job. They're a good team. We knew that. My job was just to get outs, pitch my game, and give my team a chance to win. Coach Pierce and Coach Haig sat me down in the bullpen one day and really focused on staying smooth to the plate, a consistent release point. I think that's really changed the way I pitch.
Because I know that Alex Massey pitched his tail off and gave his team a chance to win. And again, he was outstanding. To have a number 3 starting and doing what he's doing, and knowing that you got as great of a chance to win on Sundays as anybody. Outstanding effort. Everybody was into the game. Everybody was expecting to win the series today, and that's what we have to get to. We have to expect to win the series, expect to win the game.
This is a great offensive day, great defensive day, everything. We played the whole game through, a well-rounded game. We just try to keep everything going, string hits together, take good at-bats, get good pitches, and swing the bat.
I think it feels good, especially against UCF, a great hitting team, a great team that's ranked top 25 in the country. They're a good team, so just to come out and get the first conference win against them, it's big.
Tulane takes 2 out of 3, needed it really badly. They came to play. Their pitching staff really came to play. They played UCF, was in the top 10 for part of the year during the college baseball season. A nice team that comes in, has not been shut out all year, and got shut out twice by Tulane pitchers. So when you go to Tulane and you come in from out of town, that's a graveyard. That's a really tough place to play. So you have to get pitching performances out of your pitchers at Tulane. It's not going to be the Tulane from the 80s that could pop them out with the old black magic bats. This is going to be a Tulane that features a lot of different pitchers that come after you, that get a lot of strikeouts, a lot of ground balls. But they needed these wins badly to stay alive and stay in the hunt, give them a little juice going the rest of the year.
It's time for our first break here in Louisiana baseball. Coming up later, we'll head to Lake Charles and check in with Dr. Brett Cassio, who tells us about Little League Shoulder. But up next, college baseball, LSU, #1 in the country, gearing up for one serious conference showdown. We're back after this. Louisiana baseball is brought to you by Big Easy Sportsplex, by Royal Honda, AMG Specialty Hospital, and by orthopedic specialist Dr. Brett Cassio.
Hi, I'm Greg Walter.
I'm Tommy Meyer. And I am Ray Trosclair. We are private wealth advisors with Ameriprise Financial. We believe that your success is not only measured by your financial well-being, but how confident you are about your future.
No matter what your financial dreams are, our mission is to help you reach your financial goals through a personal relationship based on knowledgeable advice.
Let our team at Walters, Meyer, Trosclair & Associates help you feel more confident about your financial future.
Giving you a great deal is what makes Royal Honda #1 in the greater New Orleans area. Visit us on Veterans in Metairie and RoyalHonda.com.
Royal Honda, the dealership that's different. Chef at G&O, which is a local Christian homeschool support group, has been around for about 30 years. And we help parents navigate the process of educating their kids at home. When parents are homeschooling their kids, typically there's not a lot for them to do from a socialization perspective. We have field trips, we have camping trips, we have graduations, and of course we have PE. So the message that we're trying to convey to parents all throughout the greater New Orleans area is that if the public school isn't working for you and private school is out of reach, you should check out the viability of home education. You can check us out at gnochristianhomeschooling.org.
Welcome back to Louisiana Baseball. I'm Eric Ritchie here inside the Big Easy Sportsplex. Once again, the stars aligning just right for LSU. After winning both of their games in Georgia, rained out on their Sunday game, Texas A&M stumbles a bit against Arkansas, and wow, just like that, LSU moves up into the #1 position in almost every college baseball poll, but more importantly right now for them, now tied atop the SEC West Division with a 12-5 SEC record with Texas A&M, and guess who they have this weekend at the box? For more on that series, let's throw it over to Joey Cabaceres, who tells us a little bit more about these LSU Tigers and one major weekend series.
LSU getting done in all phases of the game right now, starting pitching, relief pitching, defense, offense. Andrew Stevenson's their center fielder. He covers more ground than you can imagine. He's up to his old tricks again, making plays. You got Cade Savick offensively who leads them. He's a 20-something game hit streak right now, and he's not poised to slow down. This kid's very tough to get out, an extremely balanced hitter. I watched this kid hit. He sprays it all over the place. And then talking about some of their pitching, Alex Lang was a kid we featured last week. We said, had a little shoulder stiffness. I said, you know, that would concern me to see where a guy is. You never know how they're going to respond when you give a guy a couple days off. Well, he came back with a vengeance. Maneri said, hey, this kid's dominant. He's going to be dominant. And so he's moved into kind of a Friday night role. The big story this week for LSU is they play Texas A&M, both with 1 and 2 in the country. And so they're going to find out a lot of what they're made up with. I mean, Texas A&M does a lot of good things too. So you're going to look at 2 really good ball clubs going at each other this week. Should be real exciting baseball.
And now to what may be the hottest team in the state of Louisiana. The Ragin Cajuns enter the week, a busy week, winners of 8 of their last 10 games. On Tuesday night, they were at Southeastern in a game televised by CST. For more on the Ragin Cajuns, we'll go ahead and throw it to Ronnie Rance, who was part of that broadcast, as we check in with this week's UL Lafayette Report. The UL Lafayette Report is brought to you by AMG Specialty Hospital.
Joining me now is head coach Tony Robichaux on our AMG Specialty Hospital Ragin Cajun Report. And coach, you guys have won 8 of your last 10 heading into tonight's game against the Southeastern Lions. You got to be happy with where your club is right now.
Well, there's no doubt. You know, we got Trosclair back on the field, and that's important for us. He still has that, he's recovering from that torn labrum that he hurt in summer ball in Alaska, but that's really helped us defensively and offensively. And our pitching was so young, it's starting to get a little older now. So I think all those things have helped.
You know, everybody knew about Blake Trahan coming into the season, one of the best players in the nation, but now it looks like other guys are starting to swing a hot bat as well.
Well, again, you know, we lost so much with 6 guys last year in this lineup gone. There were so many guys that could spread out the shoulder the burden, you know. When we started the season, a lot of the guys in the lineup were guys that weren't playing every day last year. Now I think they're getting hopefully more accustomed to playing every day.
What have you seen about your team that gives you hope that you can make a postseason run here about halfway through the season?
Well, you know, we start 3 freshmen on the weekend. This weekend we started 3 freshmen, and we're able to go in and take 2 out of 3 at Texas State, and we swung the bat better. We got a little bit more physical. Early in the year we were playing everybody close, really close, and couldn't separate ourselves from anybody. So if that pitching just continues to grow, you know, and our lineup 1 through 9 continues not to have holes in it, you know, I mean, that's the big key. And we've got to continue to play better defense. We've done that in the second half.
UT Arlington this weekend, what do you know about them, and what are you going to have to do to get a series victory?
Well, you know, they've had some inconsistency this year. They lost a couple good players, and they lost a couple good coaches too, and so they've had some change in a short amount of time, and so they've kind of been up and down. We've got them at our place, so our biggest thing is our freshmen just have to go out there and do what they did this weekend, you know, continue to learn how to manage a college baseball game.
Best of luck this weekend. He's Tony Robichaux, and it's our AMG Specialty Hospital Ragin Cajun Report.
The UL Lafayette Report is brought to you by AMG Specialty Hospital.
ULL with a real busy week, 5 games. They ran away with this conference series they had against Texas State. They won 2 out of 3. The bats came alive for them, which was nice to see. They hit 4 home runs on the Sunday game in one game, and that's the first time they did that all year. So you're seeing a team right now starting to mature. You listen to Coach Robichaux talk about his team mature. You talk about becoming, the consummate professional, becoming not nervous about things, and having leadership. And that's what you're finding in UL right now, which I think will be a very tough team at the end of the season. Gunnar Leger also got him off to a great spot. He was another Big Easy guy out of Barb, played for Coach Giacchini. He threw 5 or 6 innings and got those guys going in the first game.
The Nichols Report is brought to you by Ortho LA, Walters, Meyer, Trosclair and Associates, and by YKM Consulting. No games in 8 days, followed by 5 this week for Nicholls State. Starting things off in style Monday against Spring Hill when Kyle Reese crushed the first inning home run to set the tone. Second inning, more long ball action. With 2 runners on, that's Eagle Woosney, a 3-run bomb to right, and the Colonels led 4-0. Third inning, start of a huge game for Darius Knight. After drawing a leadoff walk, Knight steals second. Throw goes sailing. Knight hustles the third and would score on a Reese single. Fourth inning, watch closely up against the fence. That's Knight in right field, climbing the wall and making a leaping grab. The video simply does not do this play justice. It was an incredible play. As if Knight hadn't already had enough heroics, he added more in the 7th. After Spring Hill actually took a 6-5 lead, Knight puts the Colonels right back on top with the flare to center that drove in 2, and Nichols led 7-6. From there, the Colonel pitching closed it out. Robbie Petty striking out 3 in an inning and 2/3 of relief work. He would earn the win. Then the Southland Conference saves leader, Stuart Holmes, slams the door for his 12th save of the season. 8-6 the final in this one. Holmes would actually earn save number 13 the next night when the Colonels beat Grambling 4-2.
I liked our week off. We got some guys rested up and healed. Going into tonight, we knew that it would be a little sluggish. It's been, an 8-day layoff. So, but I liked how we threw a punch early.
It felt good. We had been practicing hard through the rain and getting as much as we could done, and it was just nice to come out here and get the win tonight.
I feel like we came out strong, and we at the end we were pretty strong, but we relaxed during the middle innings, but we persevered and got through it.
Tell us about the play up against the fence and right.
Well, the guy put a nice swing on it, and I saw it in the air, and I looked down and saw the wall, and I knew how far I had on the warning track because it's our field, and I just got up and tried to make a play for my pitcher.
I've just played a phenomenal defense for us all night long, in which he's been there for us all year, but boy, he threw a guy out of the plate, makes a catch up against the wall, makes a couple of diving plays. He was really good for us in right field and a true leader tonight. So where you at, Darius Knight? Good job.
Stu, because he didn't have his best stuff last week, but he came back out here this week and got it done.
The Nichols Report is brought to you by Ortho LA, Walters, Meyer, Trosclair and Associates, and by YKM Consulting. Time for another break here on Louisiana Baseball. When we return, find out more about what makes this place so special, and it's not always about just baseball. We're back after this.
When it comes to you or a loved one facing a long-term stay in a hospital, there are other long-term acute care hospitals, and then there is AMG Specialty Hospital. AMG Specialty Hospital is a long-term acute care hospital known as a LTAC. We are designed to give care to patients who require an extended hospital stay. AMG Specialty Hospital focuses on putting our patients first, which is why 90% of our specialty hospital patients and their families would recommend us to others. Other LTACs will care for you. AMG Specialty Hospital will care about you. AMG is committed to delivering quality health care to our patients within the communities we serve. Go ahead, ask your doctor which LTAC hospital they would trust most for their own loved ones. If you're looking for a pretty hospital, they're out there. But if you're looking for the best long-term acute care hospital with great patient care, AMG is proudly serving 8 locations in Louisiana and 7 other locations within the United States. So when the best care is as close as this, there's absolutely no reason to go to any LTAC other than AMG's healthcare management for complex medical needs.
Giving you a great deal is what makes Royal Honda #1 in the greater New Orleans area. Visit us on Veterans in Metairie and RoyalHonda.com.
Royal Honda, the dealership that's different.
And remember, when you buy from the appliance giant, you always get the best deal.
Tony Campo, the appliance giant, always told me if you want to sell appliances in this town, you got to offer the best name brands. That's why at Campo we offer lines like Thermador and Bosch. Right now, when you buy a Thermador cooktop, wall oven, or one of their beautiful ranges from Campo, I'll give you a Thermador dishwasher for free. Come to Campo today to see how we can take your kitchen to the next level when you buy local.
Hello, my name is Brett Cassio. I'm an orthopedic surgeon. I specialize in sports medicine and arthroscopic surgery and shoulder replacement. I'm most proud of the fact that we take care of every young athlete regardless of their background. I'm located at Memorial Hospital in Lake Charles, Louisiana. You can find more information at my website, CassioSportsMed.com.
Okay, so we're sitting here with Craig Trahan. He's Director of Instruction, Big Easy Golf Academy over here at Big Easy Sportsplex. And we're working with something kind of unique. It's called SAM, or Science in Motion Putt Lab. And we've been working, took about 5 putts here, and some of them were pretty good and some of them weren't. But, you know, Craig, just real quick, tell me what this stuff does for the hacker like me who struggles with his golf stroke.
Well, what it does is it gives you the 28 parameters of your putting. We talk about aim, path, timing, face rotation, and those things go into this computer program. And what it does is it gives you an overall rating. It looks at each parameter of your putting. Say we just look at your aim, and then what it talks about is specific degrees, if you're left or aiming right. And what it does is it allows us a couple different ways to fit you for the right putter, also to develop your stroke and make more putts. Yeah.
It's a really cool device. They have this. They have a couple other devices in here that would catch your eye. An indoor driving range with a bunch of stalls. Again, $39 a month. You can do all you want.
I'll tell you, I just came back from the Zurich Classic, and it's so funny. We go up on the putting green. They've got all the putters and the tour vans out there, and the first thing I see is Sam Putt Lab. So if you want to use what the pros use, come in here and you can do that.
There it is. Couldn't say it better. All right, we'll go back to Eric and get back to some baseball.
Joey, thanks. Let's head back to the Southland Conference, where Southeastern has flat out been Lion Kings. A 14-4 conference mark has Southeastern in first place, with a huge weekend ahead on the road at third place Houston Baptist.
Yeah, you know, the biggest thing we talk about is consistency, and we've kind of simplified our process a little bit. Let's just take it game by game, pitch by pitch. You know, the only thing we're worried about is the next pitch. You can't do anything about the last pitch. You can't do anything about the next pitch. The only thing you can control is the now, and the guys have done a good job of that. We've had our fair share of adversity. We've had some tough losses. We've had some good wins late in the ball games. We've never rode the roller coaster so far this year. We've done a good job of never getting too high, never getting too low, and bouncing back and playing our game of baseball.
Now we're on my favorite part of the show, the Medical Minute with Dr. Brett Cassio. Last week we talked about Little League elbow, which was a very unique injury that happens to basically kids who have soft growth plates in the elbow, and it starts to evulse or separate. But now we're going to talk about Little League shoulder, and this one really touches home for me because I think this gets misdiagnosed a lot by parents and by coaches because they think, well, it's just his shoulder, he's sore, it's muscular, but it's not. There's actually a growth plate in there that starts to separate, and it's very, very serious. So we're going to kick it over to Brett.
Oh, thank you, Joey. Little League shoulder is very similar to Little League elbow. It's an overuse injury from overthrowing. In young players, they have a growth plate that's still open in the top of the shoulder, and if you throw too much, the stresses make that growth plate essentially get a stress fracture, and the growth plate can get wider and wider until eventually you can have a complete fracture if you ignore the pain. We like to see these children as soon as possible so that we can shut them down and let them rest. That's the treatment for a Little League shoulder and elbow, is rest. And once they return pain-free to throwing, then it's making sure that they have proper mechanics and proper rest. This is a model of the shoulder. This is the collarbone or the clavicle. This is the biceps tendon running down the arm. Here inside is the ball and socket joint. The growth plate in the upper arm is in this area. And in young children that throw too much, that growth plate can see too much stress and can open, and it can essentially become a stress fracture of the proximal arm. The ideal thing is to prevent it from happening. If it's going to happen and a player starts having the shoulder pain, we want to get them rested and shut them down as soon as possible so that the problem does not get worse. You cannot throw through Little League elbow or Little League shoulder. 10-year-old kids should not have pain when they're throwing, and they should not be throwing through pain. And once they're having pain when they're throwing, then something needs to be addressed with their rest or their mechanics.
Giving you a great deal is what makes Royal Honda #1 in the greater New Orleans area. Visit us on Veterans in Metairie and RoyalHonda.com.
Royal Honda, the dealership that's different.
And remember, when you buy from the appliance giant, you always get the best deal.
Tony Campbell, the appliance giant, always told me if you want to sell appliances in this town, you got to offer the best name brands. That's why at Campo we offer lines like Thermador and Bosch. Right now, when you buy a Thermador cooktop, wall oven, or one of their beautiful ranges from Campo, I'll give you a Thermador dishwasher for free. Come to Campo today to see how we can take your kitchen to the next level when you buy local.
At Ortho LA, we specialize in treating patients of all ages with orthopedic injuries that affect their ability to function in the workplace or on the playing field.
I think we have the best ability to get patients back to 100% as quickly as possible.
And we also had the addition of Dr. Richard Morvant, so now we're a group of 5 surgeons here, all fellowship trained.
The quality of care for the patients is probably what I feel is the best thing that we have to offer.
Your health and comfort is our top priority. Our goal is to make you as comfortable as possible.
I think when they come here, it's a family atmosphere. They get treated with special attention from the day they walk in the door.
The doctors at Ortho LA are easily accessible, working closely with area coaches and trainers.
We all played sports, and so we understand the athlete.
Ortho LA, committed to excellence, providing the highest quality of every aspect of orthopedic care.
Big Easy Sportsplex in Elmwood is a 71,000 square foot membership-based indoor sports and fitness center.
I'm a member because my daughter and I can train at the same time here at Big Easy Sportsplex.
I'm a member because while I'm getting ready for my season, my son can do the same.
With membership packages available for families and individuals, stop by and tell us. Why are you a member?
And remember, Royal Honda, it's the official vehicle of Richie on Sports. That about wraps things up for another edition of Louisiana Baseball. Before we go, one more time with Joey Cabaceres.
Hey, we're sitting outside here at Big Easy Sportsplex, and you're going to take a peek at our outdoor field, which we have a backstop. We just got turfed, and today we just got it marked in line, so it looks really pretty. With Derek DeLatt, a co-owner of mine, partner of mine here, he's heading up all the summer stuff that we're doing, from tournaments for the little guys, 8 and under tournaments, baseball, softball, as well as the big thing is our camps, our summer camps that are all over the place, from all sports to soccer with the Jesters, as well as a new baseball camp we're doing. So tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, Joey, what we're going to have an all-sports camp going on every week during the summer. It's going to run flag football, baseball, soccer, kickball, dodgeball, capture the flag, all that for the little guys. And then we're also going to have the Jesters going to be putting on the soccer camp all summer long. Except 2 weeks, we're going to have strictly baseball. It's just going to be 2 weeks, and this whole building, outdoors, indoors, everything will be baseball.
Right, and those 2 weeks we're going to do something special in New Orleans this year. No one's ever really done before except us. It's called NOCA, New Orleans Coaches Association. It's going to be a group of the local high school coaches that are head coaches and their assistants, as well as some of the people we have at Big Easy, helping out to give some really premier instruction, as well as run a great camp. So 2 weeks of that. Go to BigEasySportsplex.com. You can register for it right now. You can sign up for it right now. I know we're going to have some caps on some of the camps as well, but those are always a fun time here at Big Easy.
So that'll bring an end to another edition of Louisiana Baseball. For Joey Cabaceres and all the good folks who help us each week with the program from the Big Easy Sportsplex, I'm Eric Ritchie, saying so long, everyone, and thanks for watching.
Ready? Good.